Peace and love, you guys. Salute. Salute to my good people. I hope you guys are doing well. Wanted to come by and touch upon this particular topic because it is making its way across social media. And of course, I find it to be an imperative that we discuss openly and honestly as boxing fans. Okay? I think that a lot of the times we often hear, it's just boxing. Oh, well, this is just entertainment, right? But that always only seems applicable when matters of racial disparities are put at the forefront of a situation. They expect the black boxing fan to remove their cognizance, remove any level of coherence or awareness toward, blatant disrespect specifically geared at our culture, at our people, and aspects of the culture and our history. Whether it is targeting a particular quote unquote fighter or not, these are things that concern our people. Much like, any type of disrespect towards a Mexican fighter or a Ukrainian fighter or an Argentinian fighter or whatever have you would, take it to heart, any matter thrown upon a fighter that represents their country or culture or whatever have you. I find it quite interesting that time and time again, as it pertains to things concerning black fighters, particularly where there is an instance put forth across the table, where there is an insult or any type of disparaging motion made towards a black fighter, that people, take to arms, get all twisted in a bunch about the reaction to black fight fans who look upon these fighters as representatives of their communities, of their culture, of their own aspirations or whatever have you, just as anyone else would do. Why are you up in arms when black people take notice of disparaging comments made, disparaging agendas pushed, etc.? Black people are looking at this because black people are fight fans. And when we find something to be disparaging, we will call it out for what it is. The boxing world needs to get ready for that and make room for that and get quite used to that, because it isn't going to stop. When we see something, we will call it out, period. Now, the spectacle that I've come across concerning this fool, this absolute degenerate called Teofimo Lopez, has left me wondering, must we always go down this particular path of imbecility and fatuity with this clown, you guys? That's what I'm left asking. How often are we going to sit back and be fed the idiocy and constant inanity of this degenerate fool called Teofimo Lopez? That is what I am asking today. That is what I have been asking since the onslaught of his charades began, which has been for quite some time, which we will divulge a little bit later. Must we trot this road time and time again with this fool, you guys? Must we be made to witness him on a never-ending path of clout chasing, click baiting antics, nut hugging of black culture, and the thirsting for, black validation, attention? What's going on with this chump? It seems to me that this clown would do just about anything to wrap himself up in anything he can concerning black people, black essence, or whatever have you, accreditation. Even if by way of having to get on his knees for it. Kind of like the way his wife allegedly did. Teo seems to me to have a problem that he's been dealing with for quite some time. You see, because as a Honduran, which is what he is, as a Honduran, he has not successfully been able to corral a fan base from his own culture to back him or pay him any mind. There is no Honduran public waving their flags for him. There is no Honduran country that awaits him on the horizon, you see. And for that reason, in my view, throughout his career, he has ridden the coattails of adjacent Latin communities, if you will. He's ridden the coattails of the Mexicans, of the Puerto Rican fan base. Because in looking at him as a wide public, it's easy to assume that he could belong to either, right? And so what Tio has been doing all along, and essentially, is passing, right? Latin passing. But the Mexicans know that he is not of their culture. They know where he's from. He ain't one of them. And I've never heard a shred of a word from any Puerto Rican or Cuban or anybody else wrapping open arms around him. So what is Tio essentially left with when we look at it from that juncture, you guys? Well, he wants to adopt a style. And so he took to the style of Black Americans. Okay? He adopted a style and thought that if he stood close enough to it, some of the swag would rub off on him. He took on a moniker even that references great Black hip hop artists. The Takeover, right? We know who that comes from. No need to go to it further. The real ones know what type of time I'm on, right? He's assumed even a lingo of Black culture. And, that's only found and rooted authentically in Black culture, this particular lingo and swag. But he hasn't found that to be proving him enough. That hasn't really pushed him beyond the proving grounds, the assimilation into this culture, the usurping of this culture. It hasn't added to his ticket sales. It hasn't augmented his pay-per-view numbers or drawn a wide boxing audience any more closer to him. None of that happened with the assuming of this Black identity that he wants so badly and cannot hold up for the life of him. So what does he do? What does Tio do when all of that does not work for him in the public side? He has no further acceptance, no more love or anything like that, right? What does he do? What he does is, as he, in his warped mind, this is what he thinks should be done. Oh, I'm going to do my best to act Black. I'm going to I'm going to act Black flag. But what I'm also going to do is simultaneously insult repeatedly the very people that I'm imitating and trying to create an identity off of. This is the deluded mentality, the imbecilic mentality of this clown. Oh, yeah, that's going to get him to like me. Maybe if I tether my ass off, they'll think I'm cool, right? And the public will accept me. Let me go on camera, for example, and instead of challenging somebody the likes of Terrence Bud Crawford, who is considered widely regarded as pound for pound number one, I'm going to call him a nigger repeatedly on several occasions. What did he say in the video? Where that nigger at? That's what he said in a video that is circling across social media, as I know my real ones have been made aware and privy to already at this point. You guys, this recent video comes from a consistent line of intentionally disparaging, racially motivated statements from Teofimo Lopez. He seems quite insistent upon the berating of elite Black fighters and Black culture for whatever reason, which we will divulge and touch upon in just a moment. We're going to open that bag. Insistent berating of Black culture, particularly. He does not go on racial tirades or make little stabs here and there at any other culture. And it makes sense because, he is friends with Riri the racist pussy who just got put on his ass last Friday, right? So birds of a feather in that particular case, right? Yet with these racially charged sentiments that are expressed between both he and racist Riri, isn't it ironic that both of these clowns have only gained and only stand to gain any level of relevance or attention by fighting black warriors or clout chasing the name of elite black warriors? Ain't that something? You could only have a name made off of the back of a black elite. Ryan was made by Tank Davis and Devin Haney. And here we go, seeing Heaux-Pez looking for a lifeline from the likes of the great Boots Ennis and the great Bud Crawford. What a sad, dismal position to be in, huh? His only stake at any attention or relevance is to get close as possible to the shadow of black men. Because you are irrelevant on your own, irrelevant to your own culture, unattractive even to, let's say, white executives. You are unacceptable to Mexicans and other Latin communities. And here you are begging for the attention of the people in black culture that you idolize, but can never assume, never be, never hold a candle to. Yet, unfortunately, with all that being said, you guys, I cannot totally run to the aid of Bud Crawford in this particular situation. I don't know if you guys recall the commentary that I did on this very subject regarding Teofimo Lopez some time ago, right? Where I divulged how Najee from Cigar Talk had pulled up on him after the whole bananas and watermelon debacle that he tried to pull with Keyshawn and all the previous other antics, racially charged and motivated, that Najee pulled up on him about and was caught on camera discussing with him and holding him to the stake to, unlike any other black boxing media platform that came across Teo. Well, around this particular time, Bud Crawford went on camera with Teo. Let me help you recollect on this, people. Bud Crawford got on camera with Teofimo Lopez. And what did he do? He pardoned Teofimo Lopez for the disgusting, racially charged remarks that he had made. He put his arm around Teofimo Lopez on camera and said, oh, he's only doing it to promote. He only does it for promotion. Why don't you say that, Teo? Just tell them that you only do it to promote, right? This is Bud on camera with goddamn Teo. Bud did not check him. He instead gave him a pass, a public pass on camera. So here we are, however many months later from that particular incident. And Teo puts out yet another video. And in this video, he is asking quite readily, quite unabashedly, where that nigger at? And repeats it while his father is talking shit about Bud and saying Bud ain't shit. Where that nigger at? And I'm left saying, well, Bud, you wanted it, you got it. Here he is, quote unquote, promoting, according to you. You know what, you guys? Does Bud like this shit? Does Bud like being called a nigger? He like that? Is this some type of role playing between these two men that I am not privy to? Huh? Is that what's going on here? Does Bud like it? Because he definitely doesn't mind it at all. I don't understand his silence. I don't understand the public compliance. Bud is out here wholesaling, allowing the calling him a nigger. He's allowing the calling him a nigger publicly. Is there something that I'm missing here, you guys? Did I not get the right Wi-Fi connection out here? Because I'm not getting a reception to his logic at all. The fuck is going on? You put an arm around this man and told him essentially, oh, it's okay, boo. Go on and promote your thing, baby. equal opportunity promotions. The fuck? He can disrespect our people? He can disrespect you, our history and culture, just to promote a career that nobody gives a fuck about anyway? That nobody is really checking for anyway? For the reason why he's fighting in gymnasiums and people called claggets? But they wanted Devin Haney to apologize for saying that he'd never lose to a white boy? Make it the fuck make sense, y'all. Bud Crawford may have given this coward a red carpet for the bullshit, but on my watch, that shit don't fly here. Fuck Heaux-Pez. Fuck his crackhead, meth head ass daddy and the bitch that left him for some BBC. You want to go there, I can go there faster. Any black boxing media outlet that stands on business who sees this clown on sight needs to check him unapologetically. I am not talking about by way of unnecessary violence, but I am saying check his ass by putting him all the way on blast for this nonsense, for this disrespect. Why isn't the boxing media as a whole covering this? Most certainly, we got real ones like myself, 10 toes holding it down, the King Champ Side 78, and all the real ones in the building. But where are these platforms that quote unquote support boxing and care about the integrity of boxing? Oh, it's the sport. We've got to uphold the sport. Where the fuck are y'all at on this matter? These motherfuckers are silent because they are just fine with the disrespect of black people and black culture, despite the fact that billions of dollars are made within this industry off of black bodies, off of black men who push this sport forward and keep it thriving and relevant. Funny thing occurred earlier this week, only a few days ago, where here's the beautiful King Champ Side on his own Twitter post, putting out his own observation about Inoue. The shit went viral, over 1 million views, hundreds of responses from people complaining and citing racism, you guys. People citing racism about Champside's post simply because he said that Inoue is chinny and quite possibly overrated because of the fact that he was put down in his last fight a couple of days ago. It only took a second before all types of notable media figures, fans, ex-boxers, you name it, all flooded in his comment section, trying to cry racism because he asked if Inoue should be called Chinny. You know, quite similar to how they asked if Devin Haney's chin should be in question because he was dropped by a drug cheat. These people cried racism, you guys, simply by asking if Inoue is chinny and saying, damn, he's overrated, ain't he? Racism? They cried racism, you guys. But T.O. is out here using racial slurs intentionally, consistently. We know what the fuck that word means. He's saying it like it makes his teeth white. And nobody said a word. Nobody's crying racism when T.O. is asking, where's that nigger at? That's not racism. But me questioning Inoue's resume is. The fuck out of here with that soft ass shit. No black elite fighter, you guys, should see Teofimo as worth pissing on, let alone granting him a payday and an opportunity to make money off of their name. Boots Ennis should never utter that coward's name when he's asked about him in any forthcoming interview or whatever have you, let alone entertain the idea of fighting this clown. You know, quite similar to how Oscar De La Hoya, Oscar De La Red Bottom, said that he'll never let Devin fight one of his guys again. Did you guys see that comment that he made? Oh, Devin Haney's never getting, in the ring with one of my guys again. No, he's not getting in the ring with one of my. Okay, well, we need to make those same type of adjustments where applicable, right? We need to move you bitches around the chessboard too and say, I ain't fighting you. You don't deserve this. I'm moving you the fuck out the way. But the crazy thing, you guys, is that unfortunately, a lot of these black fighters are going to take the same stance as Bud. Chop it up to, oh, it's just promotion, don't take it so seriously, right? And they are going to allow for the continued disgracing, not only of themselves, but of an overwhelming number of black people who also watch the sport, also support the sport, just as anyone else. Somehow it's okay that we are offended. Somehow it doesn't matter that such takes place against us. Somehow it's okay to insult black culture. Oh, as long as it's for a bag. Get that shit out of here. Fuck Tio. He'll never get a penny of my money. Why don't he go make some money off of somebody named Diaz or go find another Lopez to fight? Go get your credibility and go get your name up over there somewhere. Stop dick riding black people, black culture like a hoe. Real talk, I can't tell him apart from his wife right now. That's it for me, y'all. I'm on to the next. Peace.